are live, and that is good. Just let my computer catch up. Hopefully, I'll start to see the chat as well. There's usually a little bit of delay, but that's not a problem. Right, it is a bit warm tonight. Just going to open the window a little bit more, and off we go. Right. Well, what a week it has been since I was last on the live stream. So I've been camping. It's been really hot. It's been quite a fun week, really. What have you guys been up to? Have you been up to much? Done anything fun? Right, let's just look for a few more scraps. Scraps that I can use. So this week we're back doing some more buildings, trying to get this side finished. I didn't have any time over the weekend, as I say, I was away. So the hope is that today we can make some progress. In fact, this week I can make some progress with getting most of the buildings. I'd like to try get the buildings done this side tonight, and then probably between now and maybe next week's live stream, get the other side done. I'd also like to try get some of the walls done at the top here, but again, we'll wait and see. If I get a little bit bored of buildings tonight, we'll probably do a bit of walls, try to get that finished off. We're going to jump pretty much straight in because there's quite a bit that I want, that I know I want to do. So I'm going to be jumping pretty much into just building. Obviously, keep your comments coming. Let me know what you've been up to, if you're having a good evening, if you've got some hobby stuff on the bench, maybe just, just having a good evening with a bit of hobby stuff. Maybe you're just thinking, yeah, I'm going to share that. It's always good to hear what you're up to. Right, glue my. Oh, that is not good. That is stuck on there well. Right, I'm probably going to have to do a quick run to get some water. So I will be back in about 30 seconds. Bear with me. Apologies. And I'm back. Sorry about that. That was a little bit of admin oversight on my part, and it looks like the glue that was left on here that was cleaning has got stuck to some paint that was right on the bottom, which had hardened. So now it's just a little bit of an issue, but we will make this happen, as we always do. Good. Right. Let's get the glue out. Let's get our first piece glued down for the evening. That'll be very impressive. 4 minutes in and we're already making progress. Happy with that. Let's get this piece on and let's stick that on. There, don't know. Yeah, that'll work. Is that going to work, or do I want it? Yeah, that'll work. Right, happy. That's the first piece down. Let's keep going. putting it in a tower. And let's just mark that there. Is that going to give me enough space over there? It looks ruined. That is a thought, isn't it? That is a thought. Maybe. Let's have a think about this. Let's do some angled corners. That always looks like it was meant to be. It's not always, just sometimes an accident. Yeah, lovely. Perfect. Just sawing that down. Right, now that's that. Let's do Pete's Tower maybe, and let's do a backwards cut there. And that looks reasonable. Lovely. Yeah, it's a oddly shaped tower, but it is a tower nonetheless. Perfect. Right. On the rubbish pile. Let's move that on. Let's get this in position. Does that look good? Yeah, I think so. Right, let's get that on. In fact, actually, would that work down here? That probably would. So that could be a bit of an option. Gotta work out those, but small details, but we're getting there. Right. Oh, good evening, Steve. Hope so. What have I missed? Well, Steve, haven't missed a huge amount. I've just started talking about what the plan is for this evening. Basically, I was away for the weekend and haven't had really any time since now to make any progress on Minas Tirith. So the plan is we're going to crack on with the buildings and hopefully, all being well, get this side finished tonight. If I get a bit bored, I will potentially do the wall at the top here. But that being said, we will wait and see on that one. And then I quite like the look of that. Or do I do a bit of that down here? I don't know. Kind of like the symmetry of that. Let's go for a bit of symmetry. There's my pen. Yeah, so hoping to get this side of the buildings done tonight, and then the buildings on this side done tonight, and then we'll hopefully over the course of the next week before next week's live stream get the top wall finished on this side and then the other side, and hopefully make a start on the buildings on the other side. That's the ambition or the intent. Whether I'm capable of getting all that done, we will wait and see. That is still to be determined. But I think, as plans go, I'm fairly happy with that. Yeah, brilliant. Steve, what are you up to tonight? What have you got something on the hobby desk, or is it anything planned? Having a nice chat with my mum after picking up little one this afternoon. She said, "Oh, what are you up to tonight?" I said, "Well, I've got the live stream." She said, "Live stream? What's a live stream?" I was explaining to her. I said, it's actually quite good fun interacting with people and chatting to them. So yeah, gotta mention you guys. You gotta mention. All right, just beveling off these corners just to give it a little bit more of a, I guess, a bit of a, dare I call it, a Lord of the Rings look. I don't know what it is. Sort of medieval, I guess. Slightly, yeah. Lovely. I think that's going to work perfectly there. Just gives it the look I'm going for. Final highlights on the Dark Elves and possibly some French infantry layout. Oh, spoil yourself, Steve. Spoil yourself. Well, I have to say it. If you get some final highlights on the Dark Elves, that's quite good. That surely means that they are nearly finished. So, well, sorry, final highlights, not dark highlights. Don't know what I was going on about. Oh, that's impressive. And then French infantry. Is it, do you find that you're able to sort of do a primer that does a lot of the base colors for you, or do you end up I guess priming them and then blocking all the colors in? I guess that's how I could imagine somebody might do it, but do let me know how you do it. Yeah, happy with that. Happy as Larry. So I think that almost finishes this top section here. All I'm going to do is probably throw in a little building here stuck on the wall, just to give it some sort of look. Let's see. I do feel for you a little bit, Steve, because you've just got this Wally who keeps saying things to you about what you're doing, and yet doesn't actually give you the time of day to do any hobby, because he's constantly asking you questions. So I do apologise. These are in great coats, so lots of different shades, colours. Nice, nice. I have seen some really nice, Napoleonic French infantry, and I take it they're the Perrys. I'm sure that's what we said in the last conversation. So yeah, that I'm sure that'll be great. I'm sure that'll be good fun to paint, which is clearly the key bit, isn't it? You want to have fun while you're doing it, and then you can have double the fun when you put them on the table, and it's fun again. So yeah, no, good for you, Steve. Lovely. Right. Let's see if I can stick this just there. Happy days. Right. So that's that first level finished. So next piece. How am I going to do this? That's too small for that, unless I make it look like it's destroyed. No, I don't really want to do that. Don't worry. Yeah. How else am I going to do this? I think I'm going to do it as a tower. Something along here. Let's see if I can go for... That's the top there. Cool. Quite liking how quick these 2 mil buildings are. It's really quick and simple. Bit of hacking here and there. Me, not particularly standing on ceremony with any great technique other than just make it look like what you're going for. So yeah, pretty rough, quick, nice and simple. Yeah, liking that. So what we're doing here, let's go for a bit of cutting off there. Do some angled roof, and we'll do a little bit of a forward slope here. And then we've got, a little bit at the back. So how are we going to do this? We'll do it like this. Lovely. And that looks somewhat blocky. Right. Let's put that, I think, about there. Yeah, happy with that. Love it. Absolutely love it. So when I said, we're going to hope to get all the buildings on this side done, right? I do have some belief, I'm not sure how much belief, but I have got some belief that we might actually get all these done and still have some time left to do some walls, more walls on the top. And if that is the case, then happy days. Put that about there. Leaves me enough space to get that filler in there for doing the rock face. So that's good news. So next thing is, I want to put a building in there. Probably not. I don't want to put one there. So need what's going to go in the middle here. I'm wondering about something on the wall and then another tower and something like that. Let's just get the inspiration up. Yeah, maybe. I think because there's not a lot of space between these two walls, I need to have quite a bit of stuff going on on the wall to make it interesting, to make it look like there's a lot going on there. So I have to think about that. While I'm having to think about that, let's put some extra bits on the wall. Just cut this in half. Lovely. And then what we're going to do with this, we'll keep that like that. And then we'll just cut a section out. So hopefully that sits against the wall reasonably well. And then while we're doing that, let's cut off the bottom, make it look sloped. Yep, just like that. Let's trim the corners, bevel them, I should say. Perfect. Right, happy days. I think that's looking all right. Put one of those up here, up there. Gives enough space. Is that? I must think that needs to be extended down so it sits flush. Yeah, it's a little bit at angles. It's not quite what I'd like it to be, but I think I've recovered it. Happy days. Right, let's stick some glue on. Let's get gluing. Brilliant. Right. Just let that breathe a little minute. Right, let's put this up on the wall here. Yeah, that works right there. Perfect. Liking that. So, brilliant. 3 people watching. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. I have noticed with this project, and I was going to mention this at some point tonight, so I might as well mention it now. What I have noticed is there is quite a bit of, or quite a drop off on views with this project, and I'm not quite sure why. I'm not sure whether people don't want to watch it, it's going on too long, or a sort of trying to think how to phrase it. Because it's gone on too long, has that meant that people have lost interest, etc., etc.? So I'd very much appreciate your opinion. Very noticeable that the views have dropped off significantly. So my aim is to get to sort of 100 views per video. That's the aim. Most videos in the past I've been exceeding that, and I know it's not always about views, but obviously with YouTube and the algorithms, if you're not getting views, your videos aren't getting recommended, people aren't seeing your videos, and ultimately it's more and more difficult to grow a following or sort of a fan base, as it were, if that's the right term. So, and obviously as YouTube goes, that's kind of the aim, is to get a group of people or an audience. And so that is obviously what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm keen to know what your take is on it. Are the videos good? Are they not good? Would you rather I did other types of videos? I am hoping, I was contacted on Monday by a company. I won't say too much, but contacted me about sending me over a sample of one of their kits that they've just released, which I'm quite interested in. And if it arrives before probably Friday, then I will be doing a video of that, sort of a bit of a review video, which might break up the videos, which might then, just offer people something that isn't this project. But yeah, I'm curious to know what the viewers think. Is this a project that excites you, that you want to keep watching? Is the progress too slow? Is it, I can't imagine it's too quick at this point, but you know how people talk about 2mm being like the infantry in the background of paintings. I'm wondering if it's worth looking at how cities are painted in the background of Renaissance paintings. Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah, they're often not as detailed as you might think. Yeah, really interesting point that, Steve. No, I mean, I guess part of when I paint these, I tend to just base coat them and then mark on with a black biro the sort of windows and doorways and stuff like that, because it doesn't need to be very detailed. So yeah, it's a really, really good point. I think I've just put that in the wrong place. I think I need this over here so that I can order. Where do I want that? No, I want that there. So that's going to go back there. Whoops. Let's put a little bit more on there. A little bit there. Sticks. Yeah. Anyway. Right. Happy with it, how this is moving on. I'm going to need another piece in there. Salt the scraps. Oh, I see. I like that piece, but is that tall enough? No, it's not. So that's going to be my latest tower. I think I'll just cut it down and we'll make it. Yeah, love it. Love it. Right, so how much do we want to cut off? Oh, now I've lost it. Get the tweezers out. Lovely. Right. Just love the shape of this straight away. That just looks to me like a cracking tower. Some history behind this tower. I think I don't even know if I need to do anything to it. Let's rough up the corner maybe a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Lovely, like that. A little bit roughed up. Does look a little bit more like a. Yeah, that. Yeah, I'm liking that. Let's stick that down. Happy days. I mean, I will be really pleased to get this this project done and out of the way. Get some games played, get some more games recorded on the channel. I think that's what people really enjoy, and I think this build project might have been a little bit ambitious in terms of people wanting to watch it. I think probably more interested in my battle reports. Some of the reviews, I mean, the Peaky Blinders box set from Great Escape Games, that the unboxing video of that I did following Salute just took off. Couldn't believe it. I think I hit 1,000 views on that in about 5 days. It was absolutely incredible to watch. And I know for some YouTube channels that's not a lot, But I mean, for my YouTube channel, that was a lot, and it was really, really impressive to see, really exciting to see. So yeah, I know my videos are liked. I know people like to watch them. It's just really odd how it works in terms of which ones are popular. Some that I think are going to be really popular sort of crash and burn, for want of a better phrase, and others that I think are not going to be that successful have turned out to be really successful. So it is very odd how it works. I really don't know what people like and what people don't like. I think that is just, there must be some science to it or something, but I haven't cracked it yet. So there we go. Right, let's get this on here. I think we'll, in fact, let's go that way. Let's jump that. That's nice. Certainly a warm one tonight. Is it warm where you are, Steve? Or is it just down in sunny old Gosport? Might go a bit higher on that. Put that on there like that. I think that is, yeah, really starting to come together. Lovely. Oh, don't move, stick, stay. Happy days, right. Let's go there. And let's do, lovely. Let's do that. Definitely warm here. It's just starting. It's just starting. I mean, sometimes it just does that, doesn't it? And you almost need that rain just to cool the whole place down because it's just getting hot. I mean, I have to say I've got family in America and I've lived in America for a good amount of time. And what I found was, it gets a lot warmer there, but then I mean we used to live in Kansas, and you'd often get rainstorms, thunderstorms that came out after a really hot period. It's just what you needed. No way you could carry on at that heat, and it just broke it. Just broke the back of the heat and just made it sort of bearable. Yeah. Right. Can I steal some of that glue? No, that's not worked like that. Right. I suppose the other question I will ask as well after I finish this series of this build series is, what do we think of the live streams? Is it something that you guys enjoy, or is it something that it just doesn't quite work for this channel? I'd be genuinely interested to know what your thoughts are on that. And let's save those thoughts for when the project's over and we've had a series of them. I think this is number 6, live stream 6. in the series, and I appreciate, you know, we're not there yet, we're not at the end, but hopefully we will not be too far off it. I'm hoping that sort of after this week, if I can get the walling done, these buildings here, if I can get those all done, then we'll be in a position to that's a different look. We'll be in a position, get all the buildings done on the other side, and then start to texture. Because once we move on to texturing, I really think we're nearly there. So after texturing, really the only things left to do are the rock, the painting. So that's good. I mean, of course, the big bit that I haven't considered yet is this bottom bit. That is going to need doing, but you know, not the end of the world. I'm not going to turn that on. Stick that there. Cool. Right. We definitely need more towers on this bit, don't we? And we'll need a lot of buildings down this bottom part. Maybe not as many as I think, but it would be good to get some. Right, let's get a long building. Has it come out looking like a long building? It has. Brilliant. Happy days with that. There is a little bit, a few times when you just cut something like, oh, is that going to look right? I reckon I can get that in there. Right, let's get that glued. Oh, that's falling off. That in place. It's not pretty sitting very flat, but cool. I think that looks all right though. There. I need just something under that maybe. Do this. Lovely. Little cottage or something, maybe. I mean, to be fair, this scale is probably massive. Probably not a cottage, it's probably a. I don't know. Right, let's get some glue. Cool, happy days. Right, let's pop this. Where do I want this one? Down. Yeah, down here. Oh, it is not coming off. There we go. That stays there. That just goes down there. Perfect. Yeah, I think we're getting the look of what I'm going for. We're 35 minutes in, so okay. Maybe I was a little ambitious thinking I'd get this done really quickly. Time seems to fly when I'm enjoying myself. Right, top row. I'm thinking it's like this. So we'll do these quickly. Let's just prepare those for mounting. Once I've got the other bits, I can stick those on afterwards. Need some bits for sticking on the wall, like towers sort of things. So let's just make a couple of towers. Perfect. Let's do them different sizes. Let's do them different sizes. So this one, lovely. That'll do there. Let's make this one sit really high on top. And so here's a question for anybody watching who wants to comment. I know Steve will, because Steve's brilliant and takes part. But on the subject of James Bond, so my wife has a colleague who apparently is big into James Bond, me, and asked my wife to ask me the other day, which is my favourite James Bond film. Now, I'm really struggling with this one because there are lots of great films, James Bond films. There are lots of films that I would say are brilliant for different reasons. So I'll give you an example. I really enjoyed GoldenEye. I think that was possibly one of the first James Bonds I watched. Was it one of the first I watched? I can remember seeing a lot of Roger Moore's James Bond, and I've always thought of him a lot as my James Bond, because everybody has the one that they sort of grew up with, and so a lot of the Roger Moore films stick out to me. One of my favourite being Live and Let Die, but that's probably because Jane Seymour is the Bond girl in her debut silver screen, debut, and I personally think she's possibly my favourite Bond girl. There are lots of great Bond girls, but she was particularly a good one. Steve, Moonraker, first one I saw at the cinema. It's the one where Roger Moore hits his stride. Yes, and see, that's what I sort of mean is, if you see one at the cinema, you're the first one you ever see, sometimes it becomes your favorite because it's got that sentiment. Now, Moonraker is quite a fun one. I'm not sure it'd be my favorite per se. And I actually really like a lot of the Daniel Craig ones, and like a lot of what he did with the role. But I'm not sure, which one I feel. And I think From Russia with Love is a fantastic James Bond film. I really enjoy watching that. It's just a really fun adventure. And the soundtrack's really great for it. A lot of people might say Doctor No because it's the first real James Bond. It's got Sean Connery, who a lot of people deem as their favourite, predominantly because he was the first James Bond, and he kind of made the role. He moulded it, and a lot of James Bonds kind of had a lot of actors had to follow suit after that. So yeah, just a really interesting sort of question, which I've absolutely struggled to answer, and I still haven't got an answer for him. So I was gonna try to do a top three, and then I really struggled with that as well. So I kind of avoided the question, to be honest. Right, do I put another one down there? An angle? Do I throw it up here? Let's throw it up here. Put it up here at an angle. Yeah, Happy Days. Not sure you can see it, but when you look down on it, it's there. Right. Let's throw some other bits and pieces. I wanted another. Do some beveling on these edges. Lovely. Funnily enough, Timothy Dalton, I always think gets a bit of a rough deal as James Bond, and yeah, I think he plays it really similar to James Bond in the books. I've not read a lot of the James Bond books, but the one or two that I have, I think he just gets a sort of a darker side of Bond than we saw. Very different to Moore in that respect. Moore was a very light-hearted, comical sort of James Bond. So, yeah, it's that's a different design. I want to do it like that. I suppose I could do. Do I like that? Yeah, kind of like that. See, it's incredible what happens when you start just mucking around with these things. Do it closer? Do I do it here? Yeah, let's do that. I think I might need to do some. Take a little bit out. But yeah, Moonraker, good shout. I like that one. I was thinking about the Spy Who Loved Me recently. Did you watch the Roger Moore documentary? Fascinating. So I didn't. I wonder if I can find that on YouTube. That'd be really good to watch, actually. Yeah, I was. So there's a YouTube channel, and I forget the name of it. Calvin Harris. Have it? Calvin Dyson, maybe. Anyway, it's this guy. He's a big James Bond fan, and I mean, really, really big. But he just does some really good analysis. He looks at the sort of the filming and so much detail. I mean, he pretty much could be, I think, a film analyst, critic, historian, any of that. And he does some really great reviews of James Bond. And he talks about how with a lot of the actors, you get in the first and second films that don't generally kind of hit that stride or that peak, and Roger Moore very much had that. He had Live and Let Die was a little bit not quite there, and then you bring in. I'm going to embarrass myself now because I should know the order of these, but you get the one after that, and then I think the third one is The Spy Who Loved Me, and the commentary that this guy gives on his YouTube channel really posts that as like really good Roger Moore. Maybe it's around Moonraker. Maybe it's around that time. But yeah, it's definitely. Unfortunately, I think with Timothy Dalton, I mean, I really like The Living Daylights. I thought it was I really enjoyed it as a film. And then obviously you have License to Kill, which I think is again a really good performance. And then unfortunately he didn't get a chance to do that third one, which was a bit of a shame really, because I think he would have taken it up another a level, and it would have been really interesting to see him do that. So yeah, I've just put that there. I can't put a tower. There's a tower here, tower there, I think. Yeah. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on James Bond. I will look up that Roger Moore documentary. Steve, if you've got a title for it, if you can ping it to me, either in a message or something, that would be fantastic. And I appreciate your email from last week. That was really, really helpful. Right, have we got the right height there? Yeah, we have. Right, let's split this and a couple of towers. So one of the other reasons James Bond has been on my mind, other than enjoying it a lot, is one of the projects that I started a while back on my Lego YouTube channel, which this channel hosted some of the videos for a while when I was taking a break from wargaming, and then realized that it was actually probably hurting the channel having two different types of content. So I've taken that all off, made it just a wargaming channel. That's obviously helped massively. But as a result, still want to do my Lego, set up my own Lego YouTube channel called On His Majesty's Brick Service. And from that went on to do a project which was little Lego habitats. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're 8x8 stud bases. They've got walls on two sides, and basically they you create little habitats for minifigures. Now, what I had the idea of doing was creating a habitat for a scene from each James Bond film. So essentially, you'd have this pyramid shaped set of habitats, and as part of those habitats, each one would be a scene, or each one would depict a scene from a James Bond film. So I've done 5 so far, and I was sort of, the reason why I was thinking about Spy Who Loved Me is because I was thinking that would be my next film that I do the scene from. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm gonna give that a go, hopefully in coming days. Although, again, when you have so many hobbies like me, trying to get any one complete is a little bit of a challenge. That's my own fault. Absolutely. Right, just trying to be a little bit more ornate with this tower and make a little recess in the front. Perfect. Right, happy with that. Don't want to do them on the sides as well. No, I don't think so. Let's just knock that. Knock it. Right, let's put this on. Ooh, it's a lot of glue. Actually, well, I've been, so one of the other things I do is reenactment, and I think I mentioned this last week, and I really want to buy a Jeep, World War II Jeep, although I'll probably get a Hotchkiss, a bit more reliable, and I want to do it up as a desert Jeep for my reenactment group, which does L Detachment SAS in the desert in North Africa. And it got me thinking. I've actually got a Tamiya 135 scale, 135th scale Willys Jeep in the desert rig with members of L Detachment SAS, and I thought, that might be a really good one to get back out, build it as a video, paint it up, and see what I can do with it. So I'm tempted by that as an idea for a video. Again, let me know in the comments if you think that would be good or not. Maybe that's something that's a terrible idea and I should avoid at all cost. It's not massively wargaming because it is more of a modelling video, but might be something different. From Roger Moore with love on BBC. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Steve. I shall check that out. I'll have a look to see if it's on iPlayer first. If not, I'll go to YouTube and see if I can find that. But yeah, that would be a really good one, I think, to watch as you mention it. I do like Roger Moore, but again, I think that's because he was one of the first James Bonds that I came across. So moving on to more of a Lord of the Rings topic, because we are, of course, modelling Lord of the Rings here. Has anybody seen, I think it's on Amazon Prime, is it The War of the Rings? I think it was called. TV series, should be on iPlayer. Ah, brilliant. Thanks, Steve. I didn't see The Rings myself. I heard differing opinions of it, but I'd be interested to know if any of you guys have. That's good. Pop that there. I think we're winning. I think we are winning. And we've got about 9 minutes. Now, we might go a little bit longer tonight. I know last week I had to run off. I think my wife was struggling to get little one to sleep, and she'd been going at it about an hour. And at that point, I felt the need to go and save her. So I had to dash last week. Might go a little bit longer this week because I think we're nearly there. I reckon I'm going to try to get a few more buildings in the bottom here. I have got a few spare buildings here that we're just going to plonk on the front wall here, make it look really populated, and yeah. Brilliant. Happy days. I'm not sure how well some of these are going to stick, because some of the foam is not particularly flat at the back, but we will overcome. Right, let's do a little taller building. Or it looks a bit like it, I don't know. Bit wonky. Let's try even this up a bit. Perfect. Yeah, that's a bit rubbish. But because of the angle and the size of it, it is just an impression. It's just giving you the thought that there's a relatively decent sized building there. Let's plonk that one in here so it stands out. Happy days. This, I think, again, I'll be guided by you on this one. I think it's looking like I want it. I think it gives it that impression. Right, lovely jubbly. Let's put this one in here. And then I reckon one more in there on that top level. And then that is this side done. Do I put one there and risk it? I think I'm going to keep the sides as clear as possible. It just feels risky to me, and I don't want to risk it. Right, let's get lovely jubbly. And oh yeah, that's how I was going to do it. Cool. Get this one stuck down. I think other than the lower level, we'll have a quick chat about this in just a second. I think we are. Oh, is that going to fit? Yeah, it is. Put that against the wall just to. Yeah, happy with that. Let's get this one in. Yeah, happy. Right. Happy. Right, let's get that in there like so. Happy days. Right, okay. It gives a better look. Top level on the sides here. This is going to remain. I might do something here. I think I'm going to do that once the wall's in place and everything else is in place. So that, I'm happy, is complete. Now there is this bottom level down here. The wall obviously needs a lot more work. I need some towers in here. Probably do maybe another two towers. More of these sort of half towers. Plenty of those on here. So I've got those to complete. And then I will obviously need to start doing the buildings down the bottom here as well. So still some more to do down here. I think that's probably not a bad place to leave it. And what I will say is I don't feel like I've been slacking during these live streams. I feel like I'm putting a lot of work in, and really trying to get as much done as I can. But that goes to show you just how much time has to go into this project. And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just a slow builder. However, saying all that, it is me doing these. So I'm hoping, plan going forward, that I will get the parcel arrive in the next day or two, and then I can do a review video for Sunday. And then what I'll do is I'll be back next Wednesday with another live stream. All the while, I'm going to be recording the progress that I'm making in the background, and then essentially in 2 weeks' time, a week Sunday, I will release another update video which will show hopefully more progress, and we'll make sure we get that out on Facebook and out to all the Facebook groups as well. And hopefully that'll be worth really watching, because I'll have made some really good progress on that. So I think that's the plan going forward. As always, really appreciate all the support of everybody who tunes in. Steve, massive thank you to you for all of your your comments, giving me something to talk about, and just making it a really enjoyable, fun live stream. I'm going to go away. I'm going to get on with some more of this. I'm definitely going to make sure that this wall's done, because that shouldn't take me very long. I know the technique. I've got a few extra pieces here that I could use. So that's all in place. That can be done. What I will do is probably go to the other side, pull all the pins out that I've still got stuck in there, and I'll start building all the buildings like I have done on this side. I'll do on the opposite side. So when you come back, hopefully next Wednesday, what I'm hoping to do is have this side all done with buildings, this side all done with buildings. If I can get this lower level set of buildings done as well, I'll try, but that might be a bit too much of an ask. I'm still a little bit nervous that I can get the other side done full of buildings as well as doing the walls. So we'll wait and see. But that is the ambition. That is the effort that's going in. And really what I'd like to do next Wednesday for on the live stream is get the filler out and start to put the filler on this bit of rock work here, and probably up here just near the buildings, and up here. I do need to work out what buildings I'm putting on top, and I also need the buildings that I'm going to be putting on this bit here as well, but I don't think they're going to be particularly big. There's not a lot of them, so I think I can get them done relatively quickly. And once I've done that, I can texture all the rock work on the back as well. So it doesn't sound like a huge amount, but I feel like it's going to be. So please keep bearing with me. We'll get through this project as quick as possible, and then we'll get it on the table for some definitely some pictures, but hopefully some games of Strength and Honor as well. So that's really it. Hopefully, all being well, I'll have a video out Sunday, which will be a review of latest release from the company that I was talking about. And until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.